Hi, I'm Marcus and welcome to How Dare I Suck. Hi, I'm Marcus and welcome to Confessions of a Film Student, number 2. So after a not so bad first attempt, it only made sense that I would go downhill from there. This was the second thing I ever shot in film school, the continuity film. The goal was to cut together several shots from several different angles to create the illusion of one continuous event. This is classical editing. What I mean by that is that Alex, the actress in this film, did the same thing about 5 or 6 times so I could get it from 5 or 6 different angles, but I had to cut the footage together to make it look like she only did this once, and once only. I shot this in a hostel in Williamsburg in Brooklyn with the same camera as before and a slightly different crew. The actress's name is Alex Marie and I found her also as a student in my school. She was fantastic. An amazing actress, and she did a wonderful job in this film. And unfortunately you can't see any of it because you can't see her. I mean, all the shots in her direction were out of focus, and nobody picked up on the fact that her hair was casting a gigantic shadow across her face. How did this happen? Well, number one, we didn't check the eyepiece to the camera. Byron, my cameraman, wore glasses, and you're not supposed to wear glasses while using the eyepiece or diopters to these old film cameras. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to press your naked eye up against the diopter and then adjust the focus on the eyepiece to your eye. We didn't do that. Number two, we lit the scene without the actor in it. She needed a moment to get into the mood and I gave it to her, which was, I don't regret that because she came out and her performance was electrifying. She was actually crying throughout this entire scene. But before I let her do that, what I should have done was asked her to just walk through the space, walk to where she was going to stand and where she was going to stop, so that we could see how the light affected her. I mean, she doesn't need to be acting for that. We just need to see if when her hair is down, is there a shadow across her face? When she's moving across the fridge, is the bounce board hitting her? So basically, we needed to see where she was in order to tell where we needed to put the lights, because, well, you don't just light the furniture, the point is to light the actor. Well, it's hard to light the actor when the actor isn't there. And again, this goes back to shooting on film because none of us knew that this was going wrong because when we were watching her, we could see her just fine. Unfortunately, the camera and film doesn't see the same way a human eye sees, so whilst we could see her face kind of dark, but we could see it, on film, it's like she's a Nazgul from Lord of the Rings. Now, on top of all this, I jumped the line. What's the line, you say? Well, it's the most basic rule of editing, most commonly referred to as the 180 rule. Most commonly used in conversation scenes, it's basically when two people are face to face, talking or not, you're supposed to draw a line between these two people. Now, you can place the camera anywhere you want along one side of the line, but you cannot, under any circumstances, put the camera on the other side. Well, you can, but there has to be a reason for it. I did this entirely by accident, therefore it's not okay. Now, well, why this rule? Well, it's simple really. She's facing right to left in the shot, right? And he's also facing right to left. Wait, aren't they supposed to be facing each other? I mean, they're talking, right? It's a simple thing, and most people, if they saw this, couldn't tell you why it was wrong. I mean, it's a movie, right? Well, they couldn't tell you, but they would definitely feel it. It would just be something awkward or off about this entire scene. Now, you could say that I maybe could have flipped one of these two shots, but I couldn't flip her side because I already established in the wide shot that the fridge is on her right side. And I couldn't flip his side because then her knife would be in the other hand, and that'd just be an whole other can of worms. She'd be switching hands every so often and just be crazy. So there you have it, my first big fail in film school. Tune in next time for an even bigger disaster.